Hello everyone, and welcome back to Star Wars The Force Unleashed on Steam. I'm One Welsh Sheep yet again.
This is the closest I can get you. Once you find a way to the processing plant, we can use the ore cannon to attack the shipyards directly.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be continuing onwards with the rest. Well, not the rest, we're going to be starting off this mission. And believe it or not, folks, we are at the beginning of the end. This is the mission that was kind of used in the initial launch trailer of the game in a way. Like, what we're about to do in this mission is a very big deal in this game. It's one of the big selling points that they had from the very get-go. And it's basically what hyped people up about this game in the first place. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Now this, folks, is coming up to the end of the game. It's the one before the last mission. The next mission after this is the finale. So part 15 or 14, I forget which, will actually be the final part, folks. Oh, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all are excited, because I'm feeling tingly inside. I'm feeling awfully tingly inside myself, yes. By the way, needless to say, same old tactics as before. Now, I always have issues getting through that particular load of not barbed, like those little bars that are blocking the way there. I don't know, it takes like 3 or 4 charged force pushes to get through it. Always bugs me. And you might notice as well, I don't really tend to upgrade my character a lot in this playthrough. Like, I'm nowhere near as far. You know, I'm not as powerful as most people would likely be at this point in the game, because I keep forgetting to do my level up systems, because I just want to get the playthrough moving. So probably the game's going to be a lot easier for your playthroughs if you actually go about and level up all your abilities. Like, I can improve my force power recharge, I can improve all my attack damage if I wanted to. I kept forgetting about it, so oops, I guess. Not that I really need. Like, enemies still go down really quickly. It's pretty damn pathetic. And if you look there, that, ladies and gentlemen, was the Millennium Falcon, the big bad ship that Han Solo actually uses later on in the series. I think this might actually be the area where I think Lando originally gets it and then he gives it to Han. So this is probably the area where Lando Calrissian actually initially grabs the Millennium Falcon to give to him. So, you know, continuity, yes. Anyway, this is the direction you're meant to go. There was one doorway that I kind of skipped like not 10 minutes ago, like a minute ago on the main path, because I thought that was the official pathway to go. I was too idiotic to really look at the top left of the screen for the mini map. So yeah, if you don't know which way is the official way to go, and you want to collect collectibles, you know, you want to go off the beaten path, look on the minimap. It tells you which way is the correct way. So yeah, it's a bit of professional gaming advice from me yet again. You're getting quite a few of this playthrough, aren't you? Yes. Although I always found this level pretty bland in terms of the music department. And to be honest, the soundtrack of this game isn't original in the slightest. Every song in this game was taken from a Star Wars movie, and that's usually the case with all the Star Wars games. Like, all the Star Wars games always nick the movie soundtracks. They never really do many original tunes, and this game's just as bad with that sort of regard. But even in terms of this stage still has a really quiet soundtrack. I didn't even realize music was playing until like half a second ago, so there's that. But yeah, I really do wish, this is a problem that spans all the Star Wars games. I really do wish they made more original music for the games, you know. Obviously they need the George, you know, the official theme song of Star Wars, because it's iconic, but, you know, use the movie soundtracks and mix it up with original soundtracks that you can make just for the games. Come on, guys, don't be lazy. Hire some composers, get John Williams on his stuff, or Hans Zimmer. Of course, speaking of Hans Zimmer, I was actually watching The Lone Ranger the other night, so it's actually kind of made me thinking of, kind of makes me think, what would Star Wars be like if it had the Lone Ranger theme? That'd be brilliant, actually. Space Trains. Someone needs to make that as a mod. Someone out there, get on it. Make a mod of that. Just replace all the music soundtrack with, like, the Lone Ranger. Every mission. I would play the shit out of that. I'd be sick of it after about 20 minutes, but I would play the shit out of it. Come on, folks. Anyway, this area by here, it's fairly simple. There's not many enemies to deal with. And after you kill a certain amount of enemies, this passageway that I'm going up right now will open up, where more enemies will just sort of spawn in and come through. When this passageway blows up, just walk up there, and you guys have a glorious Force Holocron. But if you want to know where to go to just get out of this, it's time to do some glorious platforming. And as you people know, platforming isn't this game's major forte. But there's a new move that I've been using that the game actually doesn't tell you you're able to do. I think it's one of the moves you can upgrade, but it's really useful for platforming. Basically, if you push the B button while doing a normal dash, hey, I'm upgrading. Oh, that's a surprise. But when you do the force dash and you push the B button, you'll get an extra bit of distance. That's the word, distance. So you can basically skip entire sequences using it and push enemies out the way. It's a very useful move. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's an ability you can upgrade. Yeah. But anyway, as you can see, I wasn't really too upgraded when I got to this point of the game, but that's about to change because I'm spending all my Force Talents points now. Seriously, the Force Talent points, you get a lot more Force Talent points than you do any other any other experience point gain thingies in the game. But they are like the best ones because obviously you can upgrade your health, you can upgrade your force, you can do so much using the Force Talent points. Like, there's got one ability where, if you notice, every now and then you're going to get shot at with lasers, and Starkiller, your main character, will actually deflect these lasers. Now there's an ability that actually improves the deflection of those lasers, so at the start, you deflect like pretty much nothing. As time goes on, you can almost deflect everything. Not really everything, because otherwise the game would be too easy. But a lot of attacks just so bounce off you like nothing. And I don't know, I like that. Kind of like with Dragon Ball Z Universe now, actually, which I've just picked up and I've been playing. Where you can get shot at by energy blast, but if you continuously move, then your character will automatically deflect the energy blast. It's something like that. But anyway, let's just continue moving. This stage does go on quite a bit. It's probably the most drag-outy stage of the game, because there's not much happening for the majority of it. But when we get to this point by here, this is where the areas, this is where things are going to get a bit more interesting. Because we have to take care of enemies. Now there's tons of enemies in this particular area and we need to hunt them down. This is kind of like a hunting mission of sorts. So just wander around all the dropship area here and find everything. Also, this is an ability I haven't actually shown off. If you press the RB button, you can actually lock on to targets. It's an ability I haven't used much before this point in the game because, quite frankly, I forgot it existed. And it makes boss fights easier. Not all of them. No, well, actually, it does make all boss fights easier, but it makes like the final couple of bosses not particularly easy because they are still ridiculously hard, and you're going to see me struggle with one or two of them later down the line. But it does make it easier to actually hit them, because landing hits on the final bosses, like, we have to fight a couple of characters, like, spoiler alert, Darth Vader later on. And trying to just land hits on him is a nightmare, because he blocks almost every attack you throw at him. So logging on will allow you to simply, do a lot of belay swings, you can sort of do flips and useless crap like that, and try and get in behind them to do damage. So, yeah, you're going to want to be using the lock-on feature from this point on in the game. It's honestly kind of useless up until this point, because there's no reason to use it. Your normal dash to dodge is always good enough, and you're generally aiming at the people you want to attack, so you're never attacking the wrong person by accident, But I digress. Anyway, like I said, this is more of a hunting area. It's very difficult to find out where to go, because the next portion of the stage will not open up until every single person in this level, in this particular arena, has been killed. You will not be able to progress any further. So, the stormtroopers, if you will, killed a lot of them, and... oh my god, it's another... oh, it's another chicken walker. Good, great, it's another chicken mech. Go... oh no, the horror! Whatever will I do now that I got invincibility, and I've killed a million of these things before. You know, the general mooks at this point in the game aren't... they're not a threat. I don't find the general everyday mooks that you run into anymore a threat. It's... the only real threat with the game are boss fights. Like, the mooks are just there to get in your way as you're sort of progressing through, and I don't know, maybe they'd be a threat if you were playing the game without upgrading, but I got a weird feeling that midway through development that was actually the way that the game was intended, because you level up, but the mooks don't level up with you, you know? The mooks stay the same difficulty throughout the entire game. They never really improve or get worse or nothing like that, which I'm happy about in a way, because I can see myself getting extremely frustrated if the mooks, you know, the general bad guys, the baddies, if you will, just get stronger with you. I would probably find that quite frustrating. But instead, no, all they do is they throw more of them at you, so you get hit by more laser blasts. That's pretty much it. The enemies themselves don't get harder. We've seen every enemy type in the entire game, folks. Well, I say that, but there are enemy types later on, and that guy just respawned. Huh. I say that, but there's enemy types later on that we haven't ran into yet, I don't think, but they basically serve as a different skin, you know? We've seen all the variety from the enemies, you know, and it's a fair amount, you know, not everyone's the same, but yeah. If you're wondering why I jumped off the lift, I tried to MacGyver my way up to a Force Holocron, which the way you're officially meant to get to it is actually using this chicken walker head and doing some platforming to get to the Holocron. I was gonna try and jump off the lift, and I think it is possible, but it's very, very awkward to try out, so yeah, good luck with that. Because if you stand on that, but be careful if you try to do that trick, because if you stand on this lift for way too long, then it will lift you up to the next area, and a cutscene will... well, if you stand underneath the lift, don't worry, you won't get crushed, you'll just get booped on the head. But you'll automatically go to the next area if you stand on the lift for too long, so there's that. I can't believe it. The game used the Wilhelm scream. The game used the Wilhelm scream. And if you people don't know, the Wilhelm scream is basically the sound... It's become a free... It's a free licensed sound effect you can get these days, where it's used in nearly all films and stuff. It's really overused. It's that weird sound effect where the guy was just like... "Ah!" It's like near impossible to recreate the sound effect that the guy made, but it's such a famous sound clip, and I'm shocked they actually used it in the game. They never use those sound clips in games. Come on, people. It's usually not considered professional to use that sound clip in games. In films, fair enough, because some people consider it comical. Like me, for example, I love that sound clip. It's so unrealistic, but it's so fulfilling to hear someone fall off a cliff with that sound effect, you know? In fact, I used that sound effect on my Mario Bros. 3 LP, because I accidentally slipped off a pipe, and I fell a bit, you know, I slipped through a pipe, and I decided, I gotta chuck the sound effect in, you know? I thought it was quite a neat audio gag. That's beside the point. Anyway, by here, to continue onwards by here, I just disintegrated him. What? Yeah, if you could do that aerial combo, you'll disintegrate people. It's quite weird. But to continue onwards by here, what you want to do is go through all these areas, and there's basically plugs. Unplug said plugs, and the generators will disable, allowing you to progress further. If you don't unplug the plugs, well, needless to say, you can't progress further. It's as simple as that. I think Juno just explained what to do now a minute ago, but of course I'm talking over her because non-important dialogue, you know. Now that's like one of the main reasons why I'm not likely to do a GTA 5 LP, because LPs of games like that, there's so much dialogue. I won't be able to determine what dialogue is important and what's not. So I'll end up talking over everything, and people will get annoyed at that, and I'll get annoyed at that because I'll run out of commentary at some point. So yeah, it's also another, like, I'll never say no to an LP, people. If you people want me to record an LP of a game, I'll do it. It might take me some time to get to it, but eventually, chances are, I'm gonna do the LP. I'm kind of now that I said that, I'm dreading all the Superman 64 requests I'm gonna get. But yeah, I'll never say no to an LP. But what I will do is I'll have to decide on if it's a very talkative game, like say The Last of Us. I'll probably need to decide on what's important to talk over and what's not. Because The Last of Us is a very dialogue-heavy game, for example, people. You play through The Last of Us and, well, nearly every second is talking, you know? It's part of the reason why I'm not too big a fan of it, because I still think that game was better off as a movie. Unpopular opinions, as that might be, you know, but still. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're actually on the last stretch of this here mission, I suppose. Now we got a giant ring back here we need to walk around. Now, there's loads of collectibles hidden within this ring, like this false holocron. There's two major holocrons in these tunnels, if I remember correctly. One on the left side and one on the right. So basically, go through one side, pick up the holocron, and then run to the other side and pick up the other. But, the length of time it'll take you to get through this ring back here will depend entirely on you. It'll depend on whether you want to skip the enemies, on whether you want to kill all the enemies. And of course, this is a hack and slash beat 'em up brawler type game, you know. It's a game based around the mechanics of killing everyone. So what am I gonna do? You'll see, I'm gonna fulfill the game genre and kill everyone I see. You will all bow before one Welsh sheep. I swear I'm a good guy. Seriously though, you know, you see enemies in video games, you gotta kill them. Gotta kill them good. So there's that. Of course, fortunately, like I said, the enemies don't really get much difficult as time goes on. Of course, sometimes you run into enemies with shields, and I'm surprised they don't throw more enemies like this at you throughout this point of the game, because we are on the last stretch, like I said, folks, and the enemies with shields, they don't do much damage to you, and it doesn't take much longer to take care of these ones. But, you know, it still takes a little bit extra time, and they're somewhat immune to force powers until you get rid of the shields, so I don't know, it's just a lot of little nitpicks like that I have about the game. But there we go, folks, that is it by here, so we're heading off into the next sequence, where we're going to fight off against another boss fight, I believe. So with that, folks, thank you all for watching, hope you all enjoyed, don't be sheepish, people, and ring around the rosy as we go. We're going to continue next time. So thank you all for watching, hope you all enjoyed, don't be sheepish, I'll catch you all then. Bye!